Q8036. Full floating piston pins are those which allow motion between the pin and A. The piston. B. Both the piston and the large end of the connecting rod. C. Both the piston and the small end of the connecting rod. The correct answer is C. The small end of the connecting rod and the piston both have full floating piston pins that can freely revolve. Pins for fully floating pistons typically press into the piston. They are prevented from doing damage to the cylinder walls as they move up and down by soft brass or aluminum plugs in the pin's ends. Q8037. The primary purpose in setting proper valve timing and overlap is to A. Permit the best possible charge of fuel-air mixture into the cylinders. B. Gain more thorough exhaust gas scavenging. C. Obtain the best volumetric efficiency and lower cylinder operating temperatures. The correct answer is C. Valve overlap, which is employed to boost the volumetric efficiency, is the angular travel of the crankshaft while both the intake and exhaust valves are off their seats of the motor. To allow the most burnt exhaust gases to exit the cylinder, the exhaust valve is left open until the piston has begun to depress on the intake stroke. On the exhaust stroke, just before the piston reaches the peak of its journey, the intake valve opens. When the intake valve opens, the inertia of the exhaust gases exiting the cylinder helps start the fresh fuel-air charge flowing into the cylinder. By synchronizing the timing of the valves and the ignition, as the piston descends, the mixture won't be burning and the cylinder walls won't get too hot. Q8038. If the hot clearance is used to set the valves when the engine is cold, what will occur during operation of the engine? A. The valves will open early and close early. B. The valves will open late and close early. C. The valves will open early and close late. The correct answer is B. Valve clearance refers to the small gap or clearance between the valve stem and the rocker arm or camshaft when the valve is fully closed. This clearance is adjusted to ensure proper valve operation and prevent valve train issues. When the engine is cold, the metal components, including the valve components, will experience thermal expansion as they heat up during operation. This expansion can cause the valve clearances to decrease. If the hot clearance is used to set the valves when the engine is cold, the clearance will be smaller than the optimal cold clearance. As a result, during engine operation, the valves will open later than intended because the clearance is smaller, and they will also close earlier. This can lead to inadequate valve lift and duration, affecting the engine's performance and efficiency. Q8039. What is the purpose of installing 2 or more springs on each valve in an aircraft engine? A. To equalize side pressure on the valve stem. B. To eliminate valve spring vibration or surging. C. To help equalize valve face loading. The correct answer is B. Valve springs play a critical role in the proper operation of engine valves. They provide the necessary force to close the valves after they have been opened by the camshaft. However, valve springs can experience vibrations or surging, which can lead to valve float or instability. By installing 2 or more springs on each valve, the aim is to eliminate or minimize valve spring vibration or surging. The multiple springs work together to provide more stability and control over the valve's movement, ensuring proper valve seating and preventing unwanted oscillations. This practice is particularly important in high-performance engines that operate at high RPMs or have aggressive camshaft profiles. By using multiple springs, the valve springs can better handle the forces and maintain consistent valve control, reducing the risk of valve float and ensuring reliable engine performance. Q8040. During overhaul, the disassembled parts of an engine are usually degreased with some form of mineral spirits solvent rather than water-mixed degreasers, primarily because A. Solvent degreasers are much more effective. B. Water-mixed degreaser residues may cause engine oil contamination in the overhauled engine. C. Water-mixed degreasers cause corrosion. The correct answer is B. During the overhaul process of an engine, it is important to thoroughly clean the disassembled parts to remove any dirt, grime, and old lubricants. While water mix degreasers can be effective in cleaning, they have the potential to leave behind residues that can contaminate the engine oil. Mineral spirit solvent or other solvent-based degreasers are often preferred during engine overhaul because they are more effective at removing oil, grease, and other contaminants without leaving residues. These solvent degreasers evaporate without leaving behind a residue, ensuring a clean surface for further assembly and reducing the risk of engine oil contamination. Using water mix degreasers can introduce moisture into the engine components, which can lead to corrosion if not thoroughly dried and protected. Additionally, water mix degreasers may not be as effective in removing certain types of oil-based contaminants compared to solvent degreasers.